Hello everyone, I am Sej Kashyap. So this is the continuation of the weather and climate part 2. As I told you that I will continue here, so let's start here. So as I told you students, with the help of this globe, these are called the pressure belts. These are called the pressure belts. With the help of these pressure belts only, we can understand proper. Okay, so let's see what are winds. What are winds? The horizontal movement of the air on the earth's surface from an area of a high pressure to an area of a low pressure is known as a wind. Okay, or this wind, an anerometer keeps a record of the wind speed, while a wind vane is measured the direction of the wind. So record of the wind speed is measured by an anemometer, or speed, the direction of the wind is measured by wind vane. Okay, so both devices are different. Once again I am repeating you, an anemometer keeps a record of the wind speed. It only checks the wind speed, while a wind vane measures the directions of the wind. Have you got? So these are the two different devices which we use to measure plus record the wind. Winds are named after the direction which they used to blow. Yes, how we used to keep the names of the wind? On which direction they used to blow. Okay, so suppose if they are blowing in the northern direction, so they are known as north winds. If they are blowing in the southern direction, so they are known as south winds. The rotation of the earth causes the deflecting the winds from the original path. Okay, so let's see how many types of winds are there. There are three types of winds. First is planetary winds, next is periodic winds, and then is local winds. Okay, so let's see one by one what are these winds. Planetary winds. These planetary winds, they blow from high pressure belt to the low pressure belt. Okay, and they used to blow throughout the year. The direction will not get changed. Full year they used to blow in one direction, that is from high pressure belt to the low pressure belts. They are also known as prevailing winds, or we can say them as permanent winds also. Why we call them as permanent winds? Because they used to blow the whole year in one particular direction. That's why they are known as permanent winds. Trade winds, westerlies and polar winds. These are the major types of periodic winds. Okay, so that is later. Now these are known as trade winds. Now we are going to talk about the types of the periodic winds. Okay, so let's see. Everyone see this globe. Trade winds. These winds blow from the subtropical high pressure belt. Where is subtropical high pressure belt? These is subtropical high pressure belts. Okay, in the northern hemisphere. This is only our northern hemisphere. And the south is straight in the southern hemisphere. South is here. Okay, so these they used to blow from upper to downside, or from here subtropical high pressure here. Okay, so these are known as trade winds. They blows towards the equator and keeps becoming warm with an increase in the capacity of hold moisture. So from here they are blowing here, or from here they are blowing upwards. So from both the directions they used to blow towards the equator only, making the temperature warm. Thus they bring rain only to the eastern part of the continents and remain offshore in the western part of the continent. So it is like this, कि only they used to bring the rain for the eastern part of the continents, or other part of it, that is the western part of the continents, remains dry. Okay, next is polar winds. Let's see what are polar winds, which blow from polar high pressure. Polar high pressure. It is polar high pressure. Yes, to the polar high pressure to subpolar low pressure. Where is subpolar here? This is subpolar. So it blows only from upper to here. Only in this one. Only to this one. Okay, in the northern hemisphere. Or here when we talk about, then they are blowing from the northeast polar winds. This one, in the southern hemisphere, they blow from the southeast direction. From here, from down, and these are known as southeast polar winds. Okay, so that's why they are known as polar winds, which they used to blow from the polar regions. They used to blow from the polar regions. That's why they are known as polar winds. Okay. Now, westerlies. What are westerlies? Which blow from the subtropical high pressure to subtropical low pressure belts. Subtropical high pressure, yes, to subtropical low pressure. High pressure, low pressure, low pressure. So, yes, they used to blow from subtropical high pressure to the subpressure low pressure belts in the northern hemisphere. Or while it is about south, so they blow from the southwest direction. Southward direction, and they are also known as southwesterlies also. They are also known as southwesterlies. In the southern hemisphere, they blow from the northwest direction and are known as northwesterlies. Okay, so we can say that they are different names here. We can call these winds as roaring 40s, around 40s latitudes, because they used to blow only about 40 latitudes. The furious 50s, that's blow over 50 degrees latitudes, and screeching 60s, that is around 60 latitudes. Okay, so as they are latitudes, these names are also given to them. Because they used to blow in 40s, that's why roaring 40s. Because they used to blow in 50 latitudes, the furious 50s, and screeching 60s in 60 degrees latitudes. Okay. Now comes the periodic winds. What are periodic winds? So we were only talking about the periodic winds. These are the types. Right now we have discussed whatever, that is trade winds, polar winds, westerlies. These were the types of the periodic winds. Now I am going to tell you about what are periodic winds. Blow in a particular direction. Yeah, they used to blow in one particular direction during a particular period of time. Okay, so that's why these are known as, I am turning the page, students. So these are known as what? Periodic winds, because they are blowing in a period of time. They are not changing the direction. Yes, never they used to change the direction. That's why they are known as periodic winds. In summer, interiors of continents are very warmer. Yes, because as they have low pressure, while oceans are very cooler, of the higher pressure. Okay, so the reverse happens in winter, with high pressure on land and low pressure on oceans. Okay, so this is. So we can say a good example here, land and sea breezes are also the good examples of periodic winds, which are caused by varieties in the heating of the land and water and blow in coastal areas, which makes the temperature moderate. Now comes the local winds. Almost everywhere in the world, certain winds with special characters blow over small areas, and that also only for a short duration of time. These are only known as the local winds. For example, in India, Lu. Have you listened the name of Lu? What are Lu? Hot and dry winds, which they used to blow from the Rajasthan desert, blows over the northern plains, making the area completely hot. In the month of May and June are known as hot winds, or we can call them as Lu also. In America, these winds are called by different names. In North America, these are known as Chinook. In Europe, these are known as Fion. In Pampero is in Argentina. The strong and the cold mistral in France, and the Willivers in South America. So these are the different names we are giving for the Lu, whereas in India we call as Lu only. These are only known as the local winds. Now called the variable winds. Variable winds, those are not regular. They always used to change the direction, and only for a short duration these are. They used to change the direction, but only for a short duration of time. Okay, they keep changing the direction and maybe of short duration. Only they used to blow for a short duration, but then also they used to change the direction. Whirling masses of air often develops into storm. These are very strong, which revolves around the center of the low pressure areas. Okay, and by torrential rain and thunderstorms also. Whenever these winds used to blow, so I think there is a rain also and the thunderstorms also. Okay, so this was about some of the little bit information about the variable winds. Now come on the humidity. What is humidity? What is humidity? The moisture that is present in the air. Now we are going to learn about the water cycle steps. What is water cycle? Or in water cycle, what are the steps we are going to learn? So moisture in the atmosphere is present in three forms. Everybody know. Solid, liquid, gas. Solid in the form of ice, liquid in the form of water, or gaseous in the form of gas. Okay, so they can again take the shape also. The amount of moisture that is present in the atmosphere varies from place to place and time to time. Okay, so let's see by the help of the hydrological table, that is evaporation. We have 3-4 steps connected to the water cycle. So let's see what are these steps. What is evaporation? Can you tell me what is evaporation? The process by which water changes from liquid to vapor. The process by which water changes from liquid to vapor is known as evaporation. Yes, evaporation converts the liquid, yes, into the gaseous state, that is in the gas state. Water vapor is also added to the atmosphere through the transpiration of plants. So what happens if it is cooled? Its capacity to hold mass is reduced. The air is saturated when it holds as much, or again it reaches to the clouds, and this water vapor, whichever is formed by the evaporating of water, where it goes into the sky. After this, it is condensation. It is condensation. What is called condensation? Process by which water vapor changes into water. Yes, means water vapor again changing into water. That is known as condensation. So how it changes? Into droplets of water or ice crystals. Okay, which are, I am turning the page, formed around the dust particle or smoke particles. Okay, so this process which we are showing in the tiny droplets of water, it's known as water cycle. Yes, it is known as condensation, or it may occur in any form like dew, frost, fog, mist and cloud. So you can see the pictures also here given here. Yes, first is hay, second is morning dewdrops, third one is rainfall, fourth one is smoke, and fifth one is snowfall. So in the form of this you can show the condensation also. It is not necessary that it will rain heavily. It can be in any form. Okay. Yes. Now comes the precipitation. What is precipitation? The falling of water from the sky in the form of rain, hay and snow. Yes, it is not necessary that water in the rainfall only it will fall. No, it can form any shape and it can fall on the sky. Yeah, they fall on the ground as snow, hair and sheet. Okay, and precipitation is measured to the instrument known as rain gauge. It is measured with an instrument known as rain gauge. Okay, so let's see, 3 types of precipitation is given to you here. First is relief, second is convectional, then is cyclonic. Yes, relief precipitation. Let us see what is this precipitation. Near a mountain and high land recorded in the path of prevailing winds. Yeah, we are talking about the mountainous regions where the temperature is very normal. Yes, it keeps on increasing, keeps on decreasing. Condensation continues, leading to the formation of clouds, and finally rainfall takes place. So near the mountain areas, you have noticed this thing, the temperature is very high, or because of its temperature very high, humidity increases, and when the humidity increases, condensation takes place very fast here. Okay, the water changes into water vapor, or that is reaches to the clouds, it becomes heavy and it forms into condensation. Yeah, so if this wind is an onshore one, then there is a heavy precipitation on the windward side of the highland or mountain, which is known as relief rainfall. Okay, so a good example is given here. The good example of relief rainfall is seen in the Indian Peninsula. You can see this kind of a rainfall in the Indian Peninsula. Okay, the southwest monsoon winds coming from the Arabian Sea are forced to rise up near the windward slopes of the Western Ghats because they give us heavy rainfall. Okay, now comes convectional precipitation. One more type of precipitation we have, that is known as conversal precipitation. This type of precipitation or rainfall, we can say precipitation, another word we can call as rainfall also. is very common in the equatorial regions. In the equatorial regions, where the more maximum insolation received by the earth results in a high rate of evaporation. Yes, so the layer of the air near the earth's surface get heated, expands, rises, and then the same procedure starts. The condensation starts here. But one thing more, remember, everything is same. It is also one kind of a relief rainfall only. But as more and more warm moist air rises up, it goes up and cools, condensation takes place and thick layers of clouds are formed. Mean काली घटाएं छाने लगती हैं, और by late afternoon when insolation decreases, the convectional current stops ascending and thin clouds start bursting in a heavy shower. Okay, so this rainfall is characterized. It is accompanied by thunder. You have seen the rainfall with thunder and lightning. Thundering also will be and lightning also will be. So this is the identification of the convectional precipitation. So where you can listen the sound and lightning also in the sky. Such type of rainfall where there is thundering and lightning is known as convectional rainfall. Or it is like this rainfall is a very daily routine, daily feature in the equatorial belt. Okay, daily it used to rain like this in the equatorial regions. Last precipitation is the cyclonic precipitation. Yes, in which you can see everything. Everything creates. Evaporation also takes place. Condensation also takes place. Or it is followed by precipitation also. So, cyclonic precipitation occurs when the warm westerlies meet the cold polar easterlies. When both the winds used to just mix to each other. Cold winds and the hot winds when they used to mix it. Okay, warm winds expands being lighter, rise over the heavy cold winds. They sink below them. Okay, and these winds rise up. Evaporation takes place. Condensation takes place. And these two are followed by the precipitation, which creates cyclones that travel with the westerlies. Okay, so you have seen some kind of a rainfall. I am turning the page, students. Only little one paragraph is remaining. That causes heavy precipitation, where you can see only first cyclone used to come, where the speed of the wind increases, or as the speed increases, at the same time rainfall also used to come same time. Okay, so this is about the cyclonic rainfall, cyclonic precipitation. Now comes the weather forecasting. Yes, weather forecasting, what is? Meteorologist and dermatologist. Yeah, these are the persons who study all the elements of weather and climate. The person, those who used to study all the facts about the weather and climate, these are known as meteorologist and dermatologist. Okay, at the various weather stations, all the elements are measured and the results are analyzed. They used to check properly. After that, predictions are made about the weather. Means final decisions are made about the weather. You are just noticing the weather forecasting daily. So it is all done only behalf of dermatologist and meteorologist. Weather forecasting gives us a proper idea about the kind of weather used to be expected in the next 24 hours. So after examining, after analyzing everything, means we can able to come to know, we can only give you an idea how the weather will be in the next 24 hours. So newspapers, television programs provide us with weather report on the previous 24 hours. And it also forecasts the weather of the next day. It not only just expecting the next 24 hours, it also tells you the report of the next day also. So this was about the weather forecasting. So students, in this whole chapter we have learned about the winds, we have learned about the pressure, we have learned about the temperature, or even we have learned about the three climatic conditions also. So I hope you have understood the chapter. Thank you for listening me and giving your precious time. Thank you so much.